Katy Perry went to space, and Wendy's is publicly shaming her. Kesha is involved, and other celebrities are all mocking them. What a crazy week. Usually on this channel, I talk about movies, but this was pretty much something out of a movie. In fact, I made a movie trailer for it, if it really was a movie. Play the clip. When pop stardom isn't quite enough, one woman trades her teenage dream for the ultimate escape. This California girl has hit the books and learned everything about space.
I was listening to Cosmos by Carl Sagan and reading a book on string theory, and yeah, I was like going to bed. That was definitely like helping. I was like, Pythagoras, Pythagoras.
She's got the voice, she's got the money, she's got the flower, but can she handle zero gravity? Get ready to witness the most awkward space adventure of all time. Katy Perry, I'm Wide Awake in Space. Rated R for ridiculous. Coming soon to a theater near you. Yeah, pop star emerging once again to go to space for 10 minutes and discovering herself. I'd probably watch that. Please cast Zooey Deschanel, Katy Perry's twin, for the lead role. Let's talk about the whole background of this though first. So Amazon dictator Jeff Bezos owns a company called Blue Origin, which is essentially a space tourism company. They make space travel more accessible to civilians, well, at least the super wealthy ones. And in 2023, Katy Perry is one of the celebrities invited to be a part of a rocket launch. And the trip would basically allow people to experience zero gravity and see Earth from space. Katy Perry has been the face of this whole situation because she's a big pop star, but let's see who else was there. Lauren Sanchez, she is Jeff Bezos' fiance, so yeah, obviously she would get to go. Gayle King is a veteran journalist and co-anchor of CBS Mornings. Carrie Ann Flynn is a film producer. And finally, two women who actually have some credibility for being on that spaceship, but sadly aren't really talked about since they aren't famous. The first one is Aisha Bowe, who is a former NASA aerospace engineer and founder of a STEM education company. And then there's Amanda Nguyen, who is a bioastronautics research scientist and civil rights activist. They put a lot of emphasis on this being a historic moment due to the all-women crew, and I'm all about advocating for equality and empowering women, but this was more for rich people. Like, it costs hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars to get a seat on one of these. Once, an anonymous bidder paid $28 million for a Blue Origin seat, but the person didn't end up even going. This is either the most expensive girls' trip ever or a very public reminder that if you date a rocket company's founder, then you too can bring your famous friends to space. I'm guessing these 6 women didn't have to pay in the end though, since this trip was all for the publicity. And I guess it's working since it has been talked about quite a lot over the past few days. And so what did they do to prepare? They were on the cover of Elle, they did a lot of interviews, and Katy Perry said this.
And a lot of inner space work to go to outer space.
So what happened on Space Day, April 14th, 2025? The women are headed to the spaceship, each rang a bell in excitement, then they take off. When they're up in space, they experience a few minutes of weightlessness. Everyone is admiring the views, and then we just see Katy Perry holding a flower to the camera, while laughing and staring into the depths of our souls. They land back on the ground, Katy Perry and Gayle King kiss said dirty ground, and then they all go do some interviews. And that's pretty much how their 11 minutes of glory went. Now, they must have originally thought that this would gain a lot of positive coverage. All women's team going to space, big pop star joining together with STEM to bring us STEM into space. But the backlash has been coming in hard. There's this whole beef with Wendy's and Katy Perry. So I don't know if anyone knows if Wendy's and Katy Perry have some kind of negative history, or if Wendy's just randomly has beef with everyone and wants to be part of this mess. But it all started when Wendy's commented on a post saying that they wanted to send Katy Perry back to space. They then continued to post every single time mocking the pop star. It was quite entertaining to watch. And to add fuel to the fire, Kesha then posted a picture of her drinking out of a Wendy's cup shortly after. This beef, though, between Kesha and Katy Perry kind of makes sense, though. So basically, Katy Perry signed on to do a song called Women's World with Dr. Luke, who was Kesha's old producer. They worked together on several famous songs, like TikTok, the OG TikTok song, not the app for any super young kids out there. And in 2014, Kesha filed a lawsuit against Dr. Luke, accusing him of sexual assault, battery, and emotional abuse, and sought to be released from her contract. And the legal battle lasted almost a decade, and they finally reached a settlement in 2023. Now, knowing all this, Katy Perry still decided to collaborate with Dr. Luke, which of course made Kesha very angry and annoyed about the situation. So she's kind of just been reacting to any shade that gets thrown Katy Perry's way since this situation, with the latest being this whole Wendy's here. Several celebrities also came forward mocking the situation, saying that this was a mess and they're ashamed of everyone involved.
What are they doing? Like, why? You know what I mean? I just think about, I know this is probably obnoxious, but like, it's so much money to go to space.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
And there's a lot of people who can't even afford eggs.
Think about how many resources went into putting these women into space. For what? What was the marketing there? And then to try to make it like, I'm disgusted, literally, I'm disgusted.
Gayle later responded to these comments by saying that she's quite disappointed and very saddened by the backlash. And she did this interview where she kind of sounds like she's shaming everyone who isn't able to go to space.
Have you been? If you've been and you still feel that way after you come back, please let's have a conversation.
And the whole internet just seems to be having a ball with this one. I think the most interesting one is this whole new conspiracy theory that this was all AI generated, that these women didn't actually go to space. People are digging deep into this one. They're saying that the whole picture was just AI generated, and they're finding these like little details in the picture that don't really match up with a regular image. And they're saying that this whole thing was just a publicity stunt, that it's not real. Even though a lot of people are like giving them backlash, there's also a lot of people, especially in the media, who are calling them like astronauts and a flight crew, even though they don't really fit that criteria at all.
And now you are officially Lauren Sanchez, already adding to your extensive resume. You are an astronaut. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Netflix made a documentary or movie about this anytime soon, actually. It has a lot of good potential. What did you think about the situation? Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. See you next time.